President, Dayanand Education Society, to felicitate and welcome Honorable Dr. Milind Umekar Sir, President of APTI and Chief Guest of today's program.
Now I request to Honorable Shri Rameshji Biyani Sir, the Secretary of Dayanand Education Society, to felicitate Dr. K.S. Lahoti Sir, the Professor, ICT, Mumbai. Dr. K.S. Ladda Sir, sorry.
Honorable guest Dr. K.S. Ladda Sir is being felicitated by our Secretary, Honorable Rameshji Biyani Sir. Now may I call upon Honorable Sagar Mantri Sir, member of Dayanand Education Society, to felicitate Dr. C.E. Umair Sir, Postdoctoral Fellow, ICT, Mumbai.
Now I invite Honorable Principal Dr. Kranti Satpute Ma'am to felicitate Honorable Shri Lakshmanaji Lahoti Sir, the President of Dayanand Education Society.
Now may I call upon Mr. Yogesh Kulkarni Sir, coordinator of this international conference, to felicitate Honorable Rameshji Biyani Sir, Secretary of Dayanand Education Society.
Now I request to Dr. Wajid Chow Sir to felicitate Honorable Shri Vishalji Lahoti Sir, the Trustee Member of Dayanand Education Society.
Now, may I call upon Mr. Gopal Lohia Sir, Assistant Professor, Dayanand College of Pharmacy, to felicitate Sagarji Mantri Sir, member of Dayanand Education Society. Now I would like to call upon Mr. Ajay Gadgul sir, Associate Coordinator of this conference, to felicitate Chairperson Dr. Nitin Ghivare sir, Principal, Nanded Pharmacy College. Now may I call upon Dr. Archana Yelmate, Associate Professor, Dayanand College of Pharmacy, to felicitate our beloved principal and convener of this program, Honorable Dr. Kranti Satpute ma'am.
Now I request to Dr. Raghunath Vadurkar sir, Assistant Professor, Associate Professor of Dayanand College of Pharmacy, to felicitate the coordinator of the international conference, Mr. Yogesh Kulkarni sir. Here the end of the felicitation program.
Now, may I call upon our constant source of motivation and powerhouse of team DCOP, Honorable Principal Dr. Kranti Satpute ma'am, for introductory speech of this conference.
Good morning and warm welcome to all. Respected today's guest, Dr. Milind Umekar, President of Associations of Pharmaceutical Teachers of India, esteemed management, President of Dayanand Education Society, Honorable Sri Lakshmi Ramanji Lahoti, Secretary of Dayanand Education Society, Honorable Sri Rameshji Biani, Member of Dayanand Education Society, Sagarji Mantri and Vishalji Lahoti, distinguished speakers Dr. Ladda sir and Dr. Umer sir, delegates, evaluators, resource person, researcher, teaching and non-teaching staff, and my dear students. A very warm welcome to International Conference Recent Trends in Drug Discovery and Development. It is an honor and privilege to stand before you as a principal of Dayanand Education Society's Dayanand College of Pharmacy to extend heartfelt greetings to all. I welcome one and all. At the very outset, I express my sincere gratitude toward the chief guest, speakers, evaluators, resource persons for gracing this occasion, and despite of their busy schedule, and we indeed for your valuable time and honor for your presence. We are very happy to receive you in person. I am also indebted towards our management, which are very visionary management, for their constant support and motivation. I am very happy to share with you that without taking any second thought, they have permitted me to organize this conference. In the ever-evolving landscape at science and medicine, the conference serves as a beacon of knowledge, bringing together the brilliant minds all over the globe to dwell into the advancement in drug discovery and development. Our institute takes great pride in hosting this event and fostering collaborations and innovations in pharma healthcare. The college is an instrumental providing the pharma education in Marathwada region, and it has achieved its prime position and made mark of its own as a role model and stand on the top in affiliated colleges. Being professional college, our college has adopted all necessary methods to enhance the quality of education as well as competency of students to promote the employability. The role of college is not only to excel the academics but also to motivate and empower the students to be a lifelong learner, creator, critical thinker and productive member of pharma fraternity. Recently, the college has achieved or accredited by NAC A+ grade with CGPA 3.35 in first cycle. Academically and in sports, our college excelled at university, state and national level. Our students regularly secure university ranking and total 28 students qualified GPAT exam in last year 2023, out of which 12 students were admitted in national level institutes like NIPER, IIT BHU and Central Colleges of India. Our students represented their talent in various national and state level competitive exams and succeed in Avishkar, Invention, Startup Boot Camp of Government of Maharashtra. Total 60 medals are won by our students in sports in last 2 years. The college is always proactive in arranging the seminars and conferences on contemporary issues. We strive to impart the quality education and we believe in continuous learning. I am here remember a story that a boy went for a job of woodcutter. He tried very hard and he could cut 18 trees on first day. With the same determination, he continued on second day, but he could cut only the 15 trees. He felt very sad. On the third day, he tried more harder, but he could cut only the 10 trees. Then, day after the day, he was cutting less and less tree. Then he went to his boss and said that I must be lost my strength and apologize. Then the boss told him, when was the last time you have sharpened your axe? The boy told, I had no time to sharpen my axe as I have been busy in cutting the trees. So our life is like that. Sometimes we are busy in our work. We don't have a time to sharpen our knowledge. And updation of recent knowledge, latest knowledge is very important to serve in this pharma industry. So these conferences play an important role in our life to sharpen our knowledge. At the last, I wish you happy time during the conference. I encourage to engage the insightful discussion, share your expertise and build meaningful connections that transcend the borders. The pursuit of new pharmaceuticals frontiers requires the collective efforts, and your presence here underscore your commitment in the advancement of pharma field. Thank you for your huge response. I am very happy to share with you that we got more than 700 participants from the different states of India, mainly Gujarat, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka and other countries also. We have selected 262 posters for the poster competitions. I am very thankful for your response. which encourage us to organize such events in future also. Thank you for your presence, and I anticipate the fruitful deliberation ahead. Thank you very much. Thank you one and all.
Thank you, ma'am, for your kind words. Now, I take the opportunity to invite our leader, a great philosopher, His Excellency, Honorable Shri Lakshmi Ramanji Lahoti, sir, President of Dayanand Education Society, to address the conference.
दयानंद शिक्षण संस्थेद्वारा संचलित दयानंद कॉलेज ऑफ फार्मसी तर्फे आयोजित या इंटरनॅशनल कॉन्फरन्सचे प्रमुख पाहुणे डॉक्टर मिलिंदजी उमेकर, डॉक्टर लड्डाजी, डॉक्टर उमेर, माझे सहकारी संस्थेचे सचिव रमेशजी बियाणी, संस्थेचे कार्यकारी मंडळाचे सदस्य विशालजी लाहोटी, सागरजी मंत्री, प्राचार्य सातपुते मॅडम, प्राचार्य गायकवाड सर, प्राचार्य, सर्व महाविद्यालयाचे प्राचार्य, सर्व प्राध्यापक, विद्यार्थी बंधू भगिनींनो, युनिव्हर्सिटीतून काही लोक आलेले आहेत, त्यांच्याही मी अभिनंदन करतो की आपण या कार्यक्रमास उपस्थित झाला. माझा विषय हा फार्मसीचा नाही आहे, मी BComचा विद्यार्थी आहे. तरी आता काही ना काही आपल्याला जे काही बोलायचं आहे मला, की फार्मसी कॉलेज लातूर दयानंद शिक्षण संस्थेचा हा युनिव्हर्सिटीमध्ये नॅकसाठी पहिल्यांदाच गेला आणि A+ दर्जा प्राप्त झाला. हे सर्व तेथील प्राध्यापकांचे, मुलांचं श्रेय जातो. कारण की मुलंच्या त्या हिशोबाने जर अभ्यास केले नाही आणि ग्रेड नाही मिळाला तर त्यालाही आम्हालाही उपयोग नाही. एवढं सगळं करून हे सगळं करतो कोणासाठी? सगळ्या विद्यार्थिनीसाठी ही संस्था प्रयत्न करत असते. या कॉन्फरन्स 2 दिवसाची कॉन्फरन्स आहे, आज आणि उद्या. तर त्यामध्ये आपल्याला काही अडचण असेल, प्राचार्याशी संपर्क साधावा. आज दिवसभरात काही अडचण वाटली तर उद्या त्याला दुरुस्त करता येईल. या भावनेने या कॉन्फरन्सला शुभेच्छा देतो व थांबतो. जय हिंद, जय महाराष्ट्र.
Thank you so much, sir. Now I would like to invite one of the eminent personality, the chief guest of the inaugural ceremony, Honorable Milinji Umekar sir, the President of APTI, to address the international conference.
Good morning to all of you. Good morning. It's a crowd of more than 700 and maximum are the students. So the president of the today's function as well as the president of the Dayanand Education Society, the Honorable Lakshmi Ramanji Lahoti, the secretary of the society, Honorable Rameshji Biyani, the resource person of the today's international conference, Dr. K.S. Ladda, Dr. Umer, the other members of the Dayanand Education Society, Sagarji Mantri, Vishalji Lahoti, my friends and professor at Nanded University, Dr. Shailesh Wader, Dr. Gattani, Dr. Ghivre, the coordinator of the today's conference, Dr. Yogesh Kulkarni, and the dynamic principal of your institute, Dr. Kranti Satpute, all the faculty members of the various institute, all the teaching and non-teaching staff members of the Dayanand Pharmacy College, and my dear students. First of all, I congratulate to the Dayanand College of Pharmacy and Dayanand Education Society for organizing this international conference with the theme, the recent trends in the drug discovery and development. Before that, I would like to mention in front of the Honorable President Lakshmi Ramanji Lahoti why I am here. Sir, Marathi बोललं चालेल ना? Sir, when I was ज्यावेळेस मी APTIचं इलेक्शन लढत होतो आणि त्यास माझे 2 फॅकल्टी मेंबर या रिजनमध्ये आले होते, डॉक्टर बियानी, दिनेश बियानी, आणि त्यांनी या कॉलेजला व्हिजिट दिली, या एरियात घुमले आणि त्याच्यानंतर त्यांनी मला म्हटलं होतं की सर एक बार वो कॉलेज मी व्हिजिट करणार. मला त्यावेळेस कारण नव्हतं समजलं कारण काय आहे आणि का म्हणून तिथे व्हिजिट करायला पाहिजे. बोले सर जूनियर उमेकर है, बोले जो उमेकर यंग एज में था वही उमेकर वहाँ पे प्रिंसिपल है. मैं समझा नहीं, वहाँ पे तो लेडी प्रिंसिपल है और ये बोल रहे कि जूनियर उमेकर है. तो आज मेरे समझ में आया कि ये इनको जूनियर उमेकर क्यों बोला क्रांति मैडम को. तो इट्स रियली सर शी इज़ डायनामिक एंड शी इज़ डूइंग गुड फॉर द इंस्टीट्यूट, क्योंकि लातूर जैसे एरिया में एक इंटरनेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस ऑर्गेनाइज करना ये कोई ईजी बात नहीं है. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट आई ऑल्सो अप्रिशिएट टू योर सोसाइटी because the society is established in 1962 and they are running around 8 colleges in the same campus and providing lot of good facilities for the student. So I congratulate to you as well as thanks to you for your contribution to the society at the city like Latur. और उसी की वजह से जब मैंने आई वॉज वेटिंग कि मैडम कब बुलाती है, और मैडम ने मुझे रिज़ल्ट आने के पहले ही मैडम ने मुझे कॉल किया था कि सर आपका स्टाफ आके गया और मैं आपको गारंटी से बताती हूँ कि आप ही चुन के आओगे. इतना कॉन्फिडेंस वो लेडी में मैंने उस वक्त देखा था करके मैं सोच ही रहा था कि कब मैडम का बुलावा आता है और कब मैं दयानंद कॉलेज को विजिट करता हूँ. सो थैंक यू क्रांति मैडम फॉर इन्वाइटिंग मी. और मैडम का पहला कॉल आते ही मैंने एक्सेप्ट किया, जबकि कनेक्टिविटी प्रॉपर नहीं थी नागपुर से, फिर भी बोला नहीं जाना तो है. और शायद 15 साल बाद पहली बार ट्रैवल से मैं लातूर पहुंचा और पहुंचने के बाद सही में लगा कि मेरा आना सही में सफल हुआ. सो थैंक्स टू दयानंद एजुकेशन सोसाइटी एंड दयानंद कॉलेज ऑफ फार्मेसी. देर आर लॉट ऑफ गुड स्पीकर्स हियर टू ब्रीफ यू and to improve your knowledge about drug development, drug discovery and the development. But as you are aware, this is the era of technology and innovations, and continuously technology enters in every science and every area. Similarly, the technologies also enter in the pharmaceutical sciences, and obviously it is in the drug discovery as well as in the development. AI is continuously working in the pharmaceutical industry. We are not much aware, but as per the industry experts, the AI is interrupting the pharmaceutical sciences now, and it is supporting in the development of the drug development as well as in the discovery. Already AI proved its presence in the pharmaceutical industry through the COVID vaccine. Because during COVID vaccine, in the trials, AI only helps to analyze the huge data of the trials, and only because of that we got the Covishield or Covax in a very short span. So already the technology enters in the drug discovery as well as drug development, and that's why instead of depending on syllabus, I would like to insist to the principal to start some courses which will be suitable and which will be helpful to sharpen their knowledge, and it will be help to get them good opportunities. And I believe that this conference will be definitely useful for the student to upgrade the knowledge, because already the Ladda sir is here to give you the brief knowledge about the drug discovery and the drug development. Friends, As you all are doing graduation in pharmacy, definitely after that you are planning for your better career, and for that you need to do hard work and to change your attitude. Many times we teacher discuss that पहले जैसे student नहीं है या अपने जैसे student नहीं है. Yeah, definitely the students are not like us because they are more smarter than us, but they are in technology. सो बस थोड़ा सा आपको एटीट्यूड बदलने की ज़रूरत है. एक अच्छा एटीट्यूड रखो, डेफिनेटली यू विल विन वॉट एवर यू वांट. आज इस पे मैडम ने तो एक कहानी सुना दी, मैं भी एक कहानी आपको सुनाना चाहूँगा, जिसमें एक स्टूडेंट होता है, नदी किनारे उसका घर होता है और वो रोज़ पूजा पाठ करता है. रेगुलर पूजा पाठ करना, अपना काम करना, ये उसका रेगुलर का काम रहता है. पानी का सीज़न रहता, बरसात का सीज़न रहता, बरसात आती है, थोड़ा नदी का पानी बढ़ जाता, लोग उसको समझाते हैं कि थोड़ा दूर रहने जाओ, तो मानता नहीं. वो बोलते नहीं, मैं भगवान की पूजा यही करूँगा और मैं मेरे भगवान मेरे साथ है, भगवान मेरा सब कुछ ठीक करेगा, और वहीं पे पूजा करते बैठता हो. उसके बाद में पानी बढ़ते जाता, पानी बढ़ते जाता, पानी बढ़ने के बाद में वो ऊपर की छत पे जाता, अपने भगवान लेके वहीं पे पूजा करते बैठता. पानी वहाँ पे भी आता, उसने में एक रेस्क्यू टीम आती है और उससे बोलती है कि पानी बढ़ रहा है, आप मेरे साथ चलो, यहाँ रुको मत. बट ही डिनाइड, वो बोलते नहीं, मेरा भगवान मेरे साथ में है, मैं आपके साथ नहीं आऊँगा. उसके बाद में और पानी बढ़ते जाता है, जब कोई चांस नहीं रहता, दैट टाइम गवर्नमेंट एंड रेस्क्यू टीम सेंड द हेलीकॉप्टर्स फॉर हिम टू रेस्क्यू हिम, बट ही इज़ नॉट रेडी. वो उसका वही कहना रहता है कि नहीं, भगवान मेरे साथ है. आखिर में पानी बढ़ते जाता और वो वहीं पानी के साथ में उसको जल समाधि मिल जाती. उसकी आत्मा ऊपर जाती है, भगवान उसको मिलते हैं. वो भगवान को बोलता है कि मैंने तो आपके ऊपर पूरा भरोसा रखा था, आपने मुझे साथ नहीं दिया. तो भगवान बोलते, मैंने तेरे को पूरा साथ दिया, मैंने तुझे बचाने के लिए पहले बोट भेजी, तू नहीं आया, मैंने हेलीकॉप्टर भेजा, तू नहीं आया. तो इसका मतलब यही निकलता है कि भगवान भी उसी के साथ में है जो अपने लिए अपने साथ में है. तो पहले अपने आपको अपने आप पे विश्वास रखना पड़ेगा, अपने ऊपर काम करना पड़ेगा, तो डेफिनेटली गॉड विल बी विथ यू और आपके हार्ड वर्क को 100% सक्सेस मिलेगा, इतनी मैं गारंटी देता हूँ. बिकॉज आई स्टार्टेड माई करियर इन दिस फार्मेसी प्रोफेशन एट द एज ऑफ 24 and I was the youngest principal that time because I take the charge as a principal at the age of 24. And I was the first principal of my institute, and I started my institute in only one room, that is 400 square feet area. Dr. Vader sir knows everything because he know me from first day. और मैं 400 स्क्वायर फीट से वो कॉलेज को स्टार्ट किया. नाउ इट इज़ वन ऑफ द रेपुटेड इंस्टीट्यूट इन द सेंट्रल इंडिया. It is a NBA accredited, NAC accredited, as well as we are continuously among top 50 pharmacy colleges from last 7 years. And this is because of the hard work and support of my team. And उसी के वजह से शायद मुझे बियानी सर ने बोला था कि सर आप एक बार दयानंद में जाके आओ, आपको जूनियर वूमेकर देखने के लिए मिलेगा. तो आई रियलाइज, क्योंकि मैडम भी शायद यहाँ पे इंसेप्शन से प्रिंसिपल है, एंड शी इज़ डेवलपिंग दिस इंस्टीट्यूट. And I am expecting this will be the one of the best institute in the Marathwada in the coming future. As well as I will insist to all the faculty members, apart from this organizing such type of events, it will be definitely useful for the faculty as well as students. Try for the more research grant, because such type of grants will be helpful for ranking in the NIRF ranking. So for NIRF ranking, the institute required the maximum grants from the central government, then only you will be stand along with the other institutes. So I wish all the best, and being a president of Association of Pharmaceutical Teachers of India, whenever Dayanand College of Pharmacy required any help, I assure that APTI will be always there. And I am always expecting the good leaders from every region in the APTI national, because I take over the charge just 1 year back. And APTI is doing a lot of things for the profession as well as for the teachers. Earlier APTI was doing only for the teachers, but from last 1 year we started to work for the institute also, as well as recently we take the question of GPAT also. And we are expecting definitely the student will get the GPAT scholarship. We are fighting for that, and if required we will go to the court for the justice to give the justice to our GPAT qualified student, so that they will get the stipend. Apart from that, we are insisting for the uh, faculty qualification to the Pharmacy Council of India, and we are expecting in very few days you will get the new faculty norms for the pharmacy teachers from Pharmacy Council of India. The committee was established 3-4 months back, and we are expecting the final qualification norms from the Pharmacy Council of India, which will be applicable throughout the India for all the faculty college, pharmacy colleges as well as all the pharmacy teachers. So we are trying to work hard for the teachers as well as students as well as institute. And I assure you all, in my tenure in the next 5 years, APTI will work for the betterment of the entire profession, not only for the teachers. We will try to work for the entire profession. And I am very much thankful for the society as well as institute for inviting me for this wonderful institute and giving me opportunity to interact with all my students, because we are the teachers and we are here only because of our students. So I always call them dear, dear, dear students, because they are the most dearest to me, because this is my first job where I started my career as a teacher. Or when I joined APTI, that time in 2003, when I was attended first APTI, that time I saw the dream कि वो chairman के post पे कब बैठूंगा. And because of the support of my teacher colleagues as well as the principals like Satpathy madam and other principals, after 20 years I got the opportunity to serve for my profession. And once again I am thankful to Biani ji and Lahoti ji for inviting me, and also congratulate to them for developing such a beautiful institute in this rural area. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir.
Now we are commencing practical book release ceremony. A team of our faculty members have compiled 10 practical books for D Pharmacy first year and second year students as per Education Regulation 2020. These books include syllabus as well as assignments and field visits. These books are published under the banner of Preetham Publication with ISBN number. I request all the dignitaries on the dais to release these practical books. I request all the staff members involved in this endeavor to come upon the stage. Honorable Dr. Sameep Sonavne sir, Head of Pharmaceutical Chemistry Department, Dr. Saeed Shoaib sir, Associate Professor, Department of Pharmaceutics, Mr. Prakash Shivnechari sir, Ms. Tanuja Varad ma'am, Ms. Suchita Shetkar ma'am, Tajammul Sheikh sir, Anjali Sabne ma'am, and Dipali Swami ma'am. We are happy to witness the release of these practical books by the hands of all the dignitaries on the dais. Thank you one and all. All three chairpersons of today's session have arrived, and we wish to offer them a floral welcome. First of all, I request Mr. Ajay Gadgul sir, Associate Coordinator of this international conference, to felicitate and welcome Chairperson Dr. Nitin Ghevare sir, Principal, Nanded Pharmacy College.
Now I request to dignitaries on the dais to felicitate the chairperson of the today's conference, Dr. Shailesh Vade sir, Dean, School of Pharmacy, Swami Ramanand Tirth Marathwada University, Nanded.
I request another chairperson of today's session, Honorable Dr. Surendra Gattani sir, Professor, School of Pharmacy, SRTMU Nanded, to come over the stage and receive the honor. As a part of this international conference, we have organized a poster presentation competition also. So here we wish to welcome and felicitate all the evaluators involved in this poster presentation competition. First of all, I would like to call Honorable Dr. Shendarkar sir to come upon the dais, and I request all the dignitaries on the dais to felicitate Honorable Dr. Shendarkar sir. Now may I call upon Honorable Bhosle sir to come upon the stage and receive the honor.
Now I request to Dr. Kalyankar sir to come on the stage and receive your honor.
Now I request Dr. Rajeshwar Shirsagar sir to come on the dais for the felicitation.
Now I request to Dr. Nagoba sir, please come on the dais and receive the honor.
Now may I call upon Dr. Shamir Shafi sir to receive the honor.
Now I request to Dr. Vaijanath Dige sir, please come on the stage and receive the honor.
Once again, we offer a heartfelt welcome to all the evaluators of poster presentation competition. We have one of our alumni with us today, Mr. Sachin Karkale. I request all the dignitaries to welcome and felicitate our alumni, Mr. Sachin Karkale. Mr. Sachin Karkale is the first alumni of Dayanand College of Pharmacy who has completed MS from NIPER.
Now, we would like to call Mr. Yogesh Kulkarni, sir, the coordinator of the international conference, to propose the vote of thanks of the inaugural ceremony.
First of all, I take this opportunity to welcome you all as an coordinator of this conference. As always, the Dayanand Education Society is organizing so many events which are scientific. I take this opportunity to discuss about this conference, recent trends in drug discovery and development. Drug discovery generally consists of major 4 areas. You can say pre-discovery, preclinical research, clinical research, and post-marketing surveillance. Pre-discovery is generally related to the traditional use of medicines from that system, which are based upon religious belief and feelings, and use of herbs, roots, herbs, and several other significant parts of the plant known to cure disease. Best known for this is a well-known use of curcuma longa and Digitalis purpurea. Second phase of drug discovery is preclinical research, which involves drug structure, their mechanisms, related pharmacology, and began to be known, which resulted in a drastic development. Further extending, the antibiotics were discovered during this phase, and the knowledge regarding DNA, RNA, recombinant technology, and molecular biology began to be known. Nowadays, drugs need to be designed and evaluated from a broad set of library containing similar analogs. This has allowed a screening of specific drugs to be utilized for research, further followed by optimization step to improve the efficacy of the candidate, and then further leading to this complete until the new chemical entity gets approval. And last, the post-marketing surveillance. Involving all this era, there is an advancement in the technology. We call that as artificial intelligence, and it has transformed the pharmacological research through machine learning, deep learning, and natural language processing. These advancements have greatly influenced drug discovery and development and precision medicine. With this brief discussion about drug discovery, I can conclude that in future there will be an approach of 3 I's. That is, instigate, innovate, and intelligent approach for drug discovery in coming years. And this gives our theme, the explore, innovate, and transform. With this brief note, I will proceed for the inaugural thanks session. At the outset, on behalf of the Dayanand Education Societies, Dayanand College of Pharmacy, I would like to thank Dr. Milind Umekar sir, President of Association of Pharmaceutical Teachers of India, that is APTI, for his valuable time to grace the inaugural function as a chief guest. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to our Honorable President of the Dayanand Education Society, Lakshmi Ramanji Lahoti sir, for encouraging us to organize this conference. I would like to thank Honorable Secretary of the Dayanand Education Society, Rameshji Biani sir, for supporting us for this conference. I'm also thankful to our members, Sagarji Mantri sir and Vishalji Lahoti sir, for supporting us. I'm thankful to our principal, Dr. Kanti Satpathy madam, for allowing us to arrange this event. I'm grateful to all the chairpersons and evaluators for attending this conference. I'm thankful to SRTMU, MSBTE, APTI, and IPA for approving and supporting the conference. Last and not least, I welcome all the delegates, faculty, and thanks for your huge response for this international conference, Dayanand Pharmacon 2024. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I once again thank all the dignitaries for the official inauguration of this conference. We are going to start first session of the day immediately. I humbly request all the dignitaries on the dais to occupy chairs in the front row. And the first session will be delivered by Honorable Dr. C. Umair sir, Postdoctoral Fellow, ICT Mumbai. He is going to highlight the topic, Herbal Products in Clinics, Journey from ethnomedicine to nanomedicine. And chairperson for this session will be Dr. Nitin Ghivare sir, Principal, Nanded Pharmacy College, Nanded. I request my colleague Mr. Rohit Sarda sir to conduct the session ahead.
आप नहीं है उसमें ओके ओके चलेगा श्योर सर राग सर मेरे स्टूडेंट ही है आपको ये हम स्टूडेंट ही Please be seated. Our faculty will read your biodata, then we invite.
So, good afternoon to one and all present here. Let me first congratulate management, principal of college, organizing committee members, and all the delegates, participants present here. And at the outskirts, I congratulate this organizing team for nicely conducting and organizing this event. Now, the first session of this international conference, recent trends in drug discovery and development, it is in accordance with the theme itself. The first session will be of Dr. Umair, the full name Dr. Chukwebuka Emmanuel Umair. Let me introduce him firstly. Sir is Associate Professor in the Department of Pharmaceutics and Pharmaceutical Technology, Faculty of Pharmaceutical Science at the Nigeria. He holds B.Pharm, M.Pharm and PhD in Physical Pharmaceutics and Drug Delivery from University of Nigeria. He is a recipient of AG Junior Research Grant supported by the German Ministry of Education and Alexander von Humboldt Foundation, International Foundation for Science, IFS, and Organization for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons. Sir is postdoctoral fellowship at the ICT Mumbai, which is called to be a TWAS DBT, postdoctoral fellowship. That is the World Academy of Science, and DBT is the Department of Biotechnology under the Ministry of Science and Technology. So, sir is doing the postdoctoral in the ICT. So, it is very nice to see here. And his topic for the presentation is the herbal product in clinics, journey from ethnomedicine to nanomedicine. As I just said, the overall the topic of the presentation is in accordance with the theme of the international conference, that is drug discovery and development, the recent trends. Generally, not only in India, but also in throughout the world, the herbal medicine and herbal product gaining a popularity. But there are certain restrictions and limitations related to the quality of the product and the quantitative and qualitative estimation of the product. And sir is having a lot of experience under this particular field. So I am sure this session is going to be very interesting, and the participants and delegates will learn much more related to the herbal medicines and its journey from medicine to nanomedicine. So with the permission of all the delegates, participants and all other members, I request Dr. Umair to start his presentation, and after his presentation, the session will be open for the discussion where you may ask any queries or questions associated with the topic. Thank you.
Standing on the existing protocol, I want to say namaste to all of you here. Okay, so I am not here to tell you about my research. I am here so that we can have a discussion on this. This is something I'm very passionate about. Okay, how to migrate ethnomedicine to nanomedicine. So I want to believe that there may be some persons here who are already doing this. So I want to encourage you, if you are one of them, to continue to work hard in this, because there's a lot of work to be done. If you have not started, maybe you are still thinking and considering it, I want to encourage you to stop thinking and start doing. Okay? So, without wasting much of your time, this is where I come from. Just a brief introduction. This is the name of my university, Nnamdi Azikiwe University, and that is our faculty building. It's a building that houses 6 departments, of which pharmaceutics and pharmaceutical technology is one of them, which is my parent department. Then you have pharmacognosy and traditional medicine. You have clinical pharmacy and pharmacy management. You have pharmacology and toxicology. You have pharmaceutical microbiology and biotechnology. So these are some of the departments in that faculty building. So what we are going to discuss today will be anchored on these 5 highlights. So the first one is for us to understand what ethnomedicine is, and if there are any benefits at all in it. And then we'll look at how to, the current status of drug discovery using ethnomedicine, how to migrate it from where it is or what is being done to nanomedicine. And then we'll look at the benefits of this, and then maybe profile 1 or 2 future considerations that will have help to advance this particular cause. So it was Giuseppe Asimpondo who is an Italian painter. So he tried to make a mosaic using plants, just to show or demonstrate what ethnomedicine actually is. Because when you say ethnomedicine, from the term ethnicity, so that's how you got that ethnomedicine. So a kind of medicine that is practiced by different ethnicities, different communities. Okay, so some persons brought up a lot of things into it, practices, traditional knowledge, some persons even spiritism in it. Okay, so but what we are going to concern ourselves today is the medicinal plant aspect of it. Okay, so, and talking about this is to also consider the theory of herbalism. Okay, this is a theory that says that plants actually can cure human organs or tissues that they resemble. Okay, so looking at it is like you say plants have signatures, fingerprints. So they can only communicate or interact with tissues or organs that they have some kind of connection with, whether in kind of color, shape, their byproducts. So they actually consider or interact with these tissues or organs in this manner. Okay, so, and this is something that is derived from what we call the doctrine of signatures. That is to say that every plant has some kind of clue. But this knowledge is a kind of antiquated because it is it has been due to the introduction of modern medicine. It has been described as pseudoscience, pseudo-medicine, and all that. But I want to take a little shift from this. Why I'm saying this is because the proponents of ethnomedicine, it is true that many of them are not lettered. Okay, this is a practice that is domiciled mainly in the rural communities. So many of them are not lettered. They didn't go to formal education and all that. They only practice maybe a practice that was handed over to them orally from their parents, grandparents, and all that. But it is very, very efficacious. It works. That is the fact. Okay? So instead of modern medicine throwing everything away, you can't throw away the baby and the bath water. What we can do is to try to find areas of complementarity, areas that we can have a kind of handshake between ethnomedicine and modern medicine. And that is where nanotechnology, nanomedicine can come in to try to purify whatever it is that is in this ethnomedicine and make it more acceptable, more efficacious, safety for human use today. So if you look at some of these plants, this is a plant called eye bright or eye wart, the one I'm just showing there. If you look at it, the flower looks it looks like kind of a human eye. So based on the doctrine of signatures, this plant is believed to be used for treating ailments that affect human sight. And there are also others there. Okay, if you see them, you know why they are actually called their names. So it springs from what they actually look like, then the proponents use it to treat those kind of ailments affecting those areas of the body. Okay, now this particular practice has been internalized by a lot of traditional medicine systems, be it the Indian traditional medicine system, the African traditional medicine system, the Chinese, the Native American, and all that. They have all internalized this. Okay, and that is why I earlier mentioned that you cannot throw away the baby and the bath water. You can only seek to purify it, especially now that you have internet, we have technology. It has democratized all this, opened it up. So a lot of people now practice them. So whether you like it or not, people are practicing it, okay? Now you go online, you see they have Facebook accounts, Facebook pages where they put up these informations. They have YouTube channels, okay? And if you look at the number of followers, subscribers who are linked up to this information, you see that there is a need to come in and see what is actually going on and see a way to use science, technology, and bring these things to life. Okay? So that is why, if you look at all these practices I listed here, the Ayurveda, naturopathy, yoga, and all that, they are all being practiced. And up till now, there are people who are linked up to these practices. Okay? And so you cannot come and tell them that these practices are antiquated, that they should throw it away. No, they cannot listen to you. So it is for us who have the knowledge, the capacity, the science, the technology to link up with them and try to find a way to purify these practices, make it more acceptable for the common use of everybody. So, and these plans we are talking about, we know all these principles, they are found in these plans. That is, these are actually what make these plans to have the particular activity that they have. Most of these bioactive principles are there, and they are found mainly in these families of plants. Okay, these are some of them. There are also others. And you can find these principles in these plant parts, the leaves, the fruit, flowers, seeds, stems, and all that. You can see a rough estimate of what each part contributes. Now, what are the benefits? Looking at what the WHO says, that about 80% of the world population is estimated to be about 7 billion people. And when you say about 80%, that's about 5 to 6 billion people, depending on totally, I had to highlight that, totally depending on medicinal plants. That's a very huge call, a huge number. So it is not something to play about, it's something to be serious about when they depend totally on medicinal plants for their primary healthcare need. And not only that, based on what is being done traditionally or in the communities, if you look at considering that most of the synthetic compounds we even use now come from plants. We know about artemisinin, atropine, so many of them. They all come from plants. So that will tell you that there is a whole lot that we need to do with plants. So they are not going anywhere, they are with us. We can only put them to good use. So they serve as, like I have already mentioned, the source of important, potent biomolecules, new chemical entities, and even combinations that can be taken and then synthesized in very large amounts for people to use for formulations. Okay? They also serve as source of excipients for drug formulations. This is a pharmacy college, so there are some of these excipients we use, especially those in pharmaceutics, to make formulations. Some of them come from plants. And they also serve as raw materials, starting materials for the synthesis of some pure compounds that are also used today. They are also being used for environmental remediation. This is where I am currently researching now. Okay, I got a grant from International Foundation for Science, where we are looking at using Moringa oleifera, some compounds from it for water purification, for preservative for food, and so many other uses. So is a very wonderful plant that can be put to use in so many ways. In fact, because of the success we recorded in our research on the biopreservative aspect of it, a veterinary company is already talking with us to help them develop something for veterinary feed for their poultry and all that, everything that they use. Okay? So there are a lot of things that can be benefited from looking at plants, taking a different look at them, and seeing how to bring in science and technology in it. So by the fact that most of these plants have been used over the years by, so many centuries ago. And the effect they are already reporting has already shown you that the proof of concept is already there. What you can do is when you pick them up, go to the lab, and then try to validate whatever that have been quoted that they can be used for, so that there will be a valid record, a formal record of that activity. So that is where you start from, okay? And then the plants can also be commercialized. This, even in their raw form, they can be commercialized. Governments or regions can set up bioconservation regions or areas where these things can be stored and preserved for tourism, for education, for even as foreign exchange earner. So a lot of things can be benefited from it, not only as individuals, but as communities, and even as a country as a whole. And they're also readily available, accessible. They are around us every time we use it. I have come here, I've observed so many festivities, religious festivities. I've seen so many of these plants being used in so many ways during some of the religious festivities. Just like they are also being consumed as food, some of them that are safe and all that. So there are a lot of things that we can actually do with this. So looking at the aspect of drug discovery, I want us to look at these statistics. 39% of about 520 new drugs approved by the US FDA between 1983 and 1994 are from medicinal plants. 39%. You can do the math. In 1997, 84 out of the 150 prescription medicines made in the US are all products of medicinal plants. Between 2000 and 2002, 30% of about 35 ethical drugs that were sold worldwide are all plant-based, including paclitaxel. We know it is an anti-cancer drug. In 2016, it was reported that 1/3 of all NCE, that's new chemical entities, approved by the FDA, are natural products from plants or their derivatives. In 2018, you have 16% of the 59 drugs approved by the FDA were plant products. 35% of annual global drug market are made up of plants, have a larger chunk of it, 25%. So I had to get this historical background so that you see where we are coming from, okay, and why this is very, very important. You can see the historical background right from the 90s to the present. And many things are still going on. People are still doing. People are working. So I encourage all of us to try and be part of this. Now look at this. So if you see between 1960 to about year 2000, in fact from 1960 to about year 2000, nothing much was happening with regards to research in medicinal plants. Nothing much was happening. So there was a break from about year 2001. That was when we have like a second cycle or period of advancement in plant research. So you can see that peak. That peak, unfortunately, is beginning to go down. Why? It's beginning to go down. So I would like us, I will enjoin us to contribute in taking that peak up again. Perhaps in the fourth period, let us see what we can do to make sure that they rise again, because we need it. The world needs it. I know that now is a time for there are a lot of talks about cellular therapy, a lot of things about genetic disorders and use of biotechnology to do a lot of things. But these activities can still be consummated using products from plants. It all depends on how you want to design your study. It depends on how you want to design your research. Some of these things, there is nothing impossible in research. The problem is, have you tried it? Have you looked at it critically? Okay? Because it's either you are loading an antigen or you are loading a compound. If it's an antigen, you go for it. If it's a compound, you go for it. That compound, where is it coming from? Is it synthetic? Are you looking at synthetic alone? What happens to bioproducts from plants? You cannot as well consider that. Okay? So we have to try and bring up this speed because it's beginning to go down. And this can be because this study was done by some group of researchers. They tried to look at publications that are reported in journals that are present in Scopus. Okay? Scopus ranked publications or journals. So this could also be a new area of research for someone here. You try and look at what has happened between 2019 to the present year. This decline, is it going down or is it picking up again? It could be a very good area of research for someone here, okay? All you need to do is just look at the various databases. You can streamline it to Scopus and maybe Web of Science and see what is going, and then you can give us an updated record about this. It's very important. We need to have that information. Now look at the second one. I know there are so many people in different areas of research here. Now look at who are making impact in this area of research. Look at the first one, sorry. It is people in pharmacology, toxicology, and pharmaceutics that are giving out a large chunk of these publications that are recorded in Scopus. My question is, people in pharmacognosy, where are you? You should be at the topmost part of this. It shouldn't be pharmacology and pharmaceutics. You may have been doing wonderful work, but maybe you are putting it in journals that are not so deserving of what the amount of work you have put in. So the world is not seeing you. So it's time you rethink where you put that your stress, that you have put in that your effort. It's time you start rethinking where you are going to put it in. It's very important. The world needs to see you, know what you are doing, and give you some commendation when the time arises, okay? So I want to see when this is going to be updated, because this is 2018, that's our 2018. I want to see that pharmacognosy has actually come up, because if you see where they are, I want to believe that they are grouped under agricultural and biological science, and perhaps that is where they are. So I want to see pharmacognosy coming up. Maybe somebody from pharmacognosy here can do that search and maybe include that particular category and be clear about it, pharmacognosy and traditional medicine, so that we'll know what we are actually doing. Now, this is a very beautiful data also, looking at the top 12 countries that are making significant contribution in this area of research. Now, India has done very well. Yes, India has done very well. It has become a two-horse race, okay? Unfortunately, my country is about, they are not doing so. And that is why I'm challenging you to, I don't know, maybe, I know that research is very difficult. There could be a lot of obstacles, challenges, and all that. Sometimes you are doing, it seems like you are not getting what you need. The satisfaction is not there. You want to give up. You want to maybe turn over to something else or some other things. So I want to challenge you not to give up, okay? And keep working on what you are working on. Perhaps you need to also change your strategy. Because most of the things that are being achieved today are not achieved alone. Maybe it's time for you to collaborate if you have not been collaborating. You may link up with, assuming you are in pharmacognosy, for instance, link up with some people in pharmacology, pharmaceutics, just people that you have the same values with, the same principle guiding all of you in your research, okay? You try to link up with them and see what can be done. That could be the push you need. That could be the elevation that you need. So this has to be arrested. You can see that sharp drop. So what are the efforts that have been put in place to improve drug discovery? You can see that WHO took a lead on this by publishing quality control methods to assist us in screening medicinal plants. The first, this was published in 1998, and they followed it up by publishing monographs of selected medicinal plants, and they have been improving on it from the first volume published in 1999 to the volume 4. I tried to check whether there is volume 5. I didn't see, and I'm not so sure. So, but you can see there are improvements in the volumes. They keep on improving and increasing the number of drugs that they are adding, or medicinal plants that they are added. So please, this is very important that we take note of this and try to find a way to be part of this. And it shows that if you have a very good study, a very good proposal, and you throw it up to an agency or an organization like WHO regarding this, you may be given a trial. Someone might be interested. So, and they also publish guidelines on good herbal processing practices in 2018. So it shows you that the interest is there. So we need to do more. We need to try and work on this. It's very important. Now, these are some of the main processes. I'm very sure that many of us are conversant with this. The process you have to follow: you identify your drugs or your crude drugs, you authenticate them, extract, isolate, you characterize, and all that. These are common knowledge to many of us. And then putting it in a flow model, you can see, you can get some 1, 2, 3 extracts. You do the preliminary bioactivity assay, and then you move with the one that has the highest activity. You fractionate. You also get the updated bioactivity of the one that has the most active fraction. You migrate it to structure elucidation. So by that time, you have your you elucidate the structure of your compound, and then you can go ahead to do some physicochemical properties evaluation of the compound. Then this can also be done by, okay, yeah, you can follow some of these steps. Each of these methods have what they are actually going to achieve. Sometimes this cannot be done in one college alone. So that is where collaboration comes in. That is where you have to reach out if you really want to go far. I am not in pharmacognosy or pharmaceutical and medicinal chemistry. What I do is formulation. So I have been challenging people that are in these core areas. I always challenge them to bring forth what they are doing. Let us try and work on it. Let us try to improve on it. Because that is the only way we can translate or migrate them from ethnomedicine or crude drug practices to nanomedicine. And that is why I'm coming and making this appeal to all of us here. So translation from ethnomedicine to nanomedicine. Why do we need to make that translation? Because this phytomedicine or plant extract or crude drug, they have low solubility, low bioavailability, low poor stability, poor absorption, and all that. These are all challenges, these are problems that require solutions. These are problems that require to be sorted out. So this is where nanotechnology comes in. Now we know that for you to make use of nanotechnology, we are going to do some work. It is not a garbage in, garbage out kind of thing. There are some processes you have to follow, okay? Because we call it drug design, process development, and all that. So you have to first of all consider what disease do you want to treat, because you can't just go and start formulation without having any particular problem you want to solve. What disease do I want to treat with this plant or phytomedicine? Okay? Then for what kind of patients or what category of patients? So it's very important. It could be a heterogeneous kind of formulation for both male and female, or you can structure it for males alone, like you have sertraline that are used for male problems, or you can just do something that for females. You can even step it down to be such that it will become personalized. Personalized, because that is where the world is also moving into now, formulation of personalized medicines that are structured and targeted for specific kind of patients. And in this, I want to mention that there's also a very big challenge in this, a very big lacuna is existing here. Because most of the time, we formulate only for adults. Nobody talks about children. Nobody considers children. There are a whole lot of drug formulations today that there are no pediatric or children dosage forms for them, or doses in particular. There are so many of them, okay? So it's only for the few, maybe anti-infectives, anti-malarials, that you may have children formulations and all that. But there are a whole lot that doesn't have for pediatrics. And that is why in next month, March, we'll be having a workshop in Mumbai that is anchored by University College London and the European Pediatric Formulation Initiative in collaboration with, I think, Indian Pharmaceutical Association and some other groups. They are coming together to put up that workshop. Is going to be talking about drug administration devices for children. So it's going to be talking about how to solve pediatric or children-based medicines. That is what it's going to be talking about. And I'll be one of the panelists in that workshop. I'll be talking about the experiences from Africa and especially in Nigeria. Okay, so if you have some time, you can also attend that workshop. It will be coming up on, I think, 4th of March in Mumbai. Okay, so we have a challenge about children. Nobody talks about children. Okay, we have to start looking at that to address it. You can do your formulation to be strictly for children, and you lay down the procedures, and it's going to be, you follow the design and the protocols, and you're going to get that done. And when you are considering these nano technology materials for encapsulating your phyto compound, another thing you'll be looking at is how to overcome the delivery obstacles. Okay, there are going to be obstacles. Are they going to be able to permeate through membranes, through cells and all that? What are you going to do to counter all this? to especially make it to be targeted delivery so that there won't be any off targets, side effects, and all that will be reduced maximally. Okay, so these are some of the things that nanotechnology can help you to solve. And when you are talking about the nanomedicine or nanotechnology, nanomaterial to be used, it's always advised that you make it very simple. Don't make it complicated. Your work should be such that, or your research should be such that from the beginning you will see the end. If you don't have any clear roadmap from the beginning of that formulation to the end, there's a problem. You have to revise it. Make it simple, and in particular, if you can do a formulation that can consume very low amount of energy. You know, the world is talking about how to cut energy consumption now. These are things that can give you very big research grants. If you can come up with, either from the industries or from organizations, come up with a system, a technology that can give you a nano product consuming low energy, and perhaps without the use of so much heavy equipment. That technology can be easily adapted or adopted by the industry, very easily, because it's going to cut down on their expenditure on funding for buying equipment and all that, energy consumption. So make it simple, have a very simple design, but that can give you a very reasonable and significant outcome at the end. Okay, and one of the things you can do, you can adapt QBD method, quality by design. Okay, you have a well thought out critical process parameters, which are very important because they will finally affect the quality attributes of your formulation. So you have to address it critically, follow it religiously, and make sure that each process parameter you are looking at is having a defined effect on the quality of the formulation you have at the end of that study, okay? And then, of course, whatever you are going to do, the research has to be data-driven, because it's always said that what is written, what is not written is not done. You have to write it down, process it maybe with certain softwares, make sure it is documented, and then apply whatever technologies are available and accessible to you. If you don't do all this, properly documented, processed with certain softwares and all that, then you have not done anything. That is why it is important for you to know this. So these are some of the nanomaterials or devices that can be used to transform these crude materials. You can see some of them, they are listed. We know many of them. And these are the impact they are going to give you at the end. So most of those challenges you have with crude, drug, or phytocompounds are going to be resolved by the time you apply nanotechnology to solve them. It's going to give you at least 95 to 98% confidence that that product has been transformed, very reasonably. Then they can be applied for treating a whole lot of things. It's not only for oral or dermal or maybe wound healing and all that. A lot of things can be done with it, a whole lot. Like I mentioned, even bioremediation, okay? The one I mentioned about Moringa oleifera was formulated as a nano formulation. It wasn't just something that was just coupled together. It's a nano formulation, and it's used for bioremediation. Okay, so it's good that we start looking at some of those things. And these are some already commercialized products that are already available in the market for different reasons. Okay, these are like from multivitamins, for cardio function, for agro purposes or agricultural purposes, and then you have turmeric also there. So these are some of the things that we can actually get involved in and try to advance the use of plants So for future considerations, there is need to have documented pharmacokinetic evidences or studies done on this, properly documented, and detailed toxicological studies. That is where you have collaboration coming in, because someone in pharmacognosy may not be able to do all this. Even though you are a pharmacist, you may be challenged in doing some of this. So you need to bring in people in pharmaceutics, people in pharmacology to help you in doing this. And when you are going to, maybe your product has a lot of promise and is going to go to clinical trials, you need people in clinical pharmacy to come in, help you design the clinical protocols and all that. And it will be a team, a very strong team. Because thinking about it now, it's very difficult to get a very good grant. Call it Bill and Melinda Gates grant, whatever kind of grant. Many of them are given to research cohorts, research group. Many of them are not given to individuals. An individual may not even be able to submit any application. So you need to work as a team, as a group. It's very important. And that is where I'm coming to about collaboration. I have to commend the industry in India. They have been doing so well, at least from the evidence I have seen in my lab, where I'm presently working now in ICT. There's a lot of collaboration with industry, so they are doing a whole lot. So it is important to try and reach out to them to draw their attention to the use of plant materials, to start considering that, because we can not only depend on already exhausted and known synthetic compounds. It's important they start looking at these areas, because there are a whole lot of things for them to benefit as well as us. So there is need for increased advocacy on the use of phytomedicine. It's very, very important. And then design some robust and harmonized guidelines that may not be biased for maybe only tablets or capsules. And then when it comes to plants, it becomes a problem, because if you want to do, for instance, clinical trial, you are going to consult a whole lot of guidelines. And many of them will be all channeled towards good clinical practices. And if your product is not aligning with any of them, it becomes a problem for you to proceed. And then there is also need for improved finance and market access. So that is where looking for funding, for grants, industrial collaborations, and collaboration with other agencies or organizations that are interested in these areas. You have to start reaching out to them. Many of them, they don't bear the name to suggest that they are interested in plant research. No. All you need to do is just look at their areas of interest. Once you see a call, some of these calls run throughout the whole year. There's no open and end of call. Just submit your application anytime. They will evaluate it, and if it's good, they give you your funding, okay? So we should start looking at those kind of websites, start checking them out, and know what we can do to benefit from them, okay? So thank you very much. This is where I stop.
Thanks, sir. I appreciate and congratulate for your nice presentation. Dr. Umair has presented on topic herbal products in clinics, journey from ethnomedicine to nanomedicine. His entire presentation is divided into 5 important segments. So initially he has given the focus on what are ethnomedicines, the drug discovery related to the ethnomedicines. Secondly, he has focused on ethnomedicine, herbalism, and the modern medicine and nanomedicine. It is correlated very well. He has given some important examples related to the plants, and their what you called a botanical name, PS. And accordingly, Euphorias, it is useful for eye disorder. Scorpius 1, it is used for Scorpio stings in this case. Sir has also focused on very well on traditional system of medicine, the importance of Ayurveda, homeopathy and all other this one. Sir has also focused basically on the benefits of ethnomedicine, and he rightly says that 70% of world population is dependent on the phytomedicine, and that is a great thing as far as the herbal products are concerned. Later he focused on the current status of the overall the field, and he has given us some beautiful examples here, like, and data particularly, the 39% plant-based products which are approved by the US FDA. That is a great number as far as the products are concerned. Similarly, the 35% is of global market of based on the plant product. It is also a great number. And as far as the publications, sir has mentioned near about more than 6,000 publications, and that is going decreasing from last 4 or 5 years, that is after 2018. And sir has rightly suggested we have to do something to improve the publications in the phytomedicine and its related aspect. Sir has made one concern also, that is there are so many publications and product related awareness and all other these things related to pharmacology, pharmaceutics, but there is no particular name of pharmacognosy. So it is again a warning for us also, to the pharmacognosy persons and the peoples and the students who are doing the herbal research. They have to focus more to improve the overall impact on the phytomedicine. Similarly, even the participants and all the present here, they have clapped on the one thing, that is India is number 2 as far as the publication after the China. That is also a great thing. Later he has focused on the efforts to improve the drug discovery related to the plant product, followed by the from ethnomedicine to nanomedicine, and he has mentioned some simplified design, quality by design and all other these things. Sir has also focused one interesting point, and which is to be looked after by all of us, that is now it is need of the children based drug design. And I have seen Dr. Umer some publications. He has done very well research on the some conditions like malaria, tuberculosis, and particularly on the nano emulsion based product and children based product. So that is one of the interesting area Dr. Umer has, and it is a need of our that we should focus on the children based drug design, particularly plant based, because on one side we say the plants are free of toxicity or adverse effect, and if such product are to be made for the children, that will be always benefited to all of us. So overall, we can say this presentation, the first session, is in accordance with the theme, and Dr. Muir has very well explained all the concept in this one. Now this session is open for the discussion and queries from the participant delegates. I request organizer to provide a wordless mic to the audience so that they can ask the question and sir will fulfill the queries. If you have the cordless mic. Yes, if anyone has a query, raise the hand so that cordless mic will be provided to you.
Hello. Hello, sir. You have delivered very nice information to us. My name is Dipali Sherge. I am a research scholar as well as lecturer in Nanded Pharmacy College, Nanded. As I am a research scholar, I have a keen interest in your project, and I find out one thing in your project. Suppose I want to explore my work, PhD work. Further, I want to explore my PhD work. Then, what type of fundings are there so as to do our work more nicely and by using updated equipment and machineries also? And last 1 month ago, I have also attended one lecture of Dr. Ladda sir. In last 2 weeks ago, Dr. Ladda sir delivered the drug discovery lecture in Nashik, and I have attended that lecture in Google platform, sir. And I know that it is a offline mode, but some students are admitted in that pharmacy college, and they recorded your video and sent me it on my WhatsApp. And it was very nice, and I have many questions in my pocket, but after session of Dr. Ladda sir, I will ask that question to Dr. Ladda sir. Before that, I want to know how to explore our work in your university or any other kind of university, and what type of fundings are there?
All right, thank you very much. You may sit down. Let me answer here. Okay, so I think the first thing to do is I don't know how many years you have put into your work so far. There are certain criteria that are very important when you are looking for funding. I have to be very frank. There are certain criteria. One of them is publication, because it shows the amount of work you have done, your experience, your visibility. That is why I mentioned earlier on, we have to be very careful where we publish our work. You see, I think in 2018, a colleague of mine back in Nigeria, opportunity for those that have been funded to have some few kind of stipend that can help them buy 1 or 2 equipments for their own lab when they return to their country. Okay? So, and there are also some other opportunities that are being provided by the Medical Research Council of UK. There are so many other opportunities. All you need to do is just, if you want to see these things, just make out time, go online and look at some of these opportunities. You're going to see a whole lot of them. Then I mentioned International Foundation for Science. It's also another organization that funds all kinds of research. They are not biased about any of them. Okay, just submit a very good proposal with your CV, and once you are qualified for it, they will give it to you. And they can also give you funding up to 3-4 times. Yes, it doesn't end with one. So you can always resubmit after some time, and as long as you keep on delivering, they see that the one they have given you before was very productive. They are going to give you another one. So these are some of the areas through which you can get funding.
Yeah, sir, I get it. Thank you so much, Professor.
Thank you, sir. Any other queries?
Good afternoon, sir. Myself, Sheikh Imam from Aurangabad. I have a query. As you said, our publication can attract the fundings. As the publication process requires a lot of time, as some of the journals have long review period. So as to publish the work in a short span of time, some people publish their work in journals which don't do justice to their work. What could be the solution to this problem, or I want to know your views on this?
Yes, this question or this challenge always comes up every time. I also asked the same question. In fact, there was a conversation on Twitter where researchers from different countries were discussing about it. Because somebody posted that when he was doing a postdoc in US, in a lab in US, in 2020, before COVID came, so one of the manuscripts he submitted to a journal, he finished his postdoc in 2022. This conversation on Twitter happened last year. He finished his conversation in 2022. That manuscript never came out. it didn't come out. But they decided to leave it with the reviewers, with the journal. Now, they wrote them in 2023, last year, telling them that they have rejected it. This was after 3 years. So it's always a challenge, it's always a problem. But then, they say that quality comes with a lot of sacrifice. And you have to be patient. You have to be patient. The first thing you have to do is building quality into your work. Build quality. That is why USP, United States Pharmacopoeia, started a program they called Pharmaceutical Quality Systems. Pharmaceutical quality system had to do with starting from the very first point you want to manufacture this bottled water. You are considering quality. Not after production, you start talking about quality. So the time you start conceiving that research you want to do, whether with your undergraduate student, whether with your MSc student or PhD student, start introducing quality in it so that any part of it you want to publish will be landed in a very good journal. And you have to be very ambitious. Don't just be in a hurry. You need to publish now and now. You throw away very good work, because I have seen some of the good works that have been sent to me to review by some journals. I look at them, in fact, some of them I decline because it doesn't make sense why the owner of that work has to submit it in that journal. It doesn't make sense. When you look at the journal, it is not ranked, and you see the volume of data being submitted. It is very, very disturbing. So we, the researchers, we have to do more. 1, build quality into your work. 2, be patient. And 3, be ambitious. Try those big journals. Try them. Don't just say they will not accept it or they will take time. Now, those ones that are of quality, many of them, they won't collect money from you to publish. They give you 2 options, by subscription and by payment. Personally, I go by subscription. Unless I have funding for the publication, then I'll go for open access, which is where you pay. But basically, I go for subscription. Now, try these journals. They are the ones that have this ranking. As another guide, you can also try, before you send any of your manuscript to any journal, register, have an account in Web of Science. Go and check that journal if it's there. Because if you have an account in Web of Science and your work is there, Web of Science tracks your progress. If anybody cites your work, they send you an email. I receive this email, most of the time that my work is cited. And those big funding agents or agencies, they consider Web of Science. Many of them, that is their level of consideration, Web of Science. So these are some of the things we have to do. I know it could be challenging. It requires a lot of work. But if you can do a work, why not do it better?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Any other query? Yes, Gardner.
Good morning, Professor. Myself, Akshay Daswad, working as assistant professor at Nanded Pharmacy College, Nanded. It was a very nice session on the topic of herbal products in clinics, journey from ethnomedicine to nanomedicine. But I have one question. How do nanomedicine advancement contribute to enhancing therapeutic properties of herbal products in clinical settings?
Very beautiful question. You can
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, you can sit down. It has to do with size. When you say nano, it's just reducing the size to, the smallest particle available that can permeate membranes and cells. Especially if that formulation is packaged. Let me use contemporary terms so that it will be easier for everybody to understand. If that formulation is packaged or enabled in such a way that it can flow through this, because some of these membranes, they have their own control or regulations. It's not everything. For instance, you want to do a formulation that will be active in the blood-brain barrier, okay? The blood-brain barrier has its own regulation. It's like a door, okay? That door called the blood-brain barrier cannot allow everything to enter into the brain. If not, the brain will die, okay? So that is why it regulates what crosses and what doesn't cross. So your formulation has to be packaged, be designed in such a way that it can cross that blood-brain barrier either actively or passively, okay? So it is your duty to make sure you do your quality by design carefully. It could take some time because it will involve you repeating. Maybe you do the first trial formulation, you do some studies, you didn't get what you need, you go back again, you do another formulation, you test, you try, you go back again. So it takes time. So, but you have to keep at it until you get what you need, so that you are not only getting permeation, you are getting stability, you are going to get efficacy by the time you start testing, maybe in animals or in vitro, you are going to get efficacy as well. So once you have this formulation properly designed, then all these factors will fall into place. So that is how the efficacy in the clinics starts from. Like I mentioned, quality by, pharmaceutical quality systems start from the beginning. That is what quality by design try to expand, how you put quality into your formulation.
Thank you,
Okay,
sir.
thank you.
Yeah. Last quarter. So this is the last question. Time is running out.
Hello, sir. My question is regarding the environmental remediation. Because whatever I know that modified cellulose fibers can be a great source for removal of heavy metals from the effluent. So can nanotechnology be used in this to again enhance the potential for removal of those heavy metals?
Perfectly. In fact, so many work are ongoing. Like I mentioned, the one we are doing is for purification of water for drinking, because the plant has some bioconstituents. In fact, they have been reported for so many centuries, used by rural people in purifying water that they drink. So what we did was to simply get that plant, look at the literature very critically, and then we'll put up a proposal to International Foundation for Science that want to do this research. And so far, it has been very positive. The work has been completed. It's being reviewed by one of the RSC journals, Environment and Water Management. It's being reviewed currently. But more significantly, we also had to veer into another aspect, using the same plant, using nanotechnology also, for biopreservation of food, okay? And the technology we have now, like I mentioned, a veterinary company is already interested because they want to, because of the high cost of food for poultry and all that in Nigeria currently. So they want to look for alternative sources of getting, using available, materials in the environment to prepare feed for animals. And they already reached out at also to us. So we are looking at the possibility of using that technology to help them out. So a lot of things can be done in that regard. And once you are doing these things, you're not going to know who will reach out to you. But you have to make sure that your visibility is out there and people are seeing what you are doing. Believe me, nanotechnology has no, for now, there are no limitations to what it can do. But there may be limitations with formulations, which could be addressed. But what it can do for now There are no limitations.
Okay, thank you, sir. So as the time is running out, I conclude the first session. If you have any queries, you may ask to Dr. Umair during the lunchtime also. So lastly, on behalf of Dayanand College of Pharmacy and Organizing Committee, I thanks and appreciate Dr. Umair for his nice presentation and nice interaction with the queries. And I am also thankful to all the delegates, participants, dignitaries for carefully listening and making a silence during the entire session. And hopefully in the second and third session also, everyone will be present actively and enjoy the session. Thanks again.
Thank you, sir. I would again like to express my gratitude towards Dr. Umair sir for such a knowledgeable session, and I am also thankful to Dr. Ghiware sir for the smooth conduct of this session as a chairperson. All the participants of poster presentation competition are told to arrange their posters at the specified location. In case of any query, you may communicate with our scientific committee members, Dr. Raghunath Vadulkar sir, Dr. Archana Yelmate ma'am, Dr. Shoaib Said sir, and Dr. Balaji Shetkar sir. Post lunch, the evaluation of the posters will start. And now it's time to enjoy the delicious food. Those delegates who received lunch coupons can proceed for lunch.